Assalamu alaikum bachcho. Today I'm going to talk about verbs and auxiliary verbs with you. I think all of you remember what verbs are. Verbs are action words, right? I think all of you know this, that verbs are action words, right? They tell you what the subject of the sentence is doing. So it could be whatever he is doing, whatever he has already done, or whatever he will do in the future. So it means that we can have three types of verbs in a sentence. And what are those verbs? Past, present and future. So what the past does, past verbs tell you what has already happened. Present verbs tell you what is happening right now in this moment. And future verbs, they tell you something that has not happened yet. It will happen in the future, not right now, but it has to happen sometime in the future. Now let's discuss some examples. Over here, look at the first sentence. Sarah is playing in the garden. The second one is Sarah played in the garden. And the third one is Sarah will play in the garden. So in all these sentences, the subjects are same. Sarah is the subject in all of these sentences, and she's doing the same thing. The action that she is performing, the verb that she is performing is also same, and she is also in the same place in all three sentences. But there is a huge difference in these sentences because of the tenses, because of past, present and future. Over here, Sarah is playing in the garden tells you that this is present. So the two signs that tell you that this is a present sense, present tense, is that first of all there is in the sentence, and the second is ing. Most verbs end with ing in present tense, or they don't have ing, they just end with play. But in this sentence, since we need ing, we are adding ing. Most present tense sentences have ing at the end. The next one is Sarah played in the garden. We know this is past tense because of the ed. Whenever we add ed to a verb, it becomes past tense. And in the third one, Sarah will play in the garden. This means she has not played yet. She is going to play in the future, which is why this is future tense. Most of the times when we have to convert from present to future, we just add will to the sentence. Let's revise what we have studied up until now. So in past tense, what happens? We talk about things that have already happened. In present tense, we talk about something that is happening right now in this moment. For future, we talk about some things that will happen in the future that have not happened yet and are going to happen. Now, the important part is how to convert a verb from present to past. How do you do this? So this is very simple. So if your verb ends with e, if there is a e at the end of your verb, you just add d to the end. So for example, with care, C-A-R-E, the ending letter is E. To convert it into past tense, you are just going to add D. So it would become cared. The next one, let's see. If the verb ends in Y, what do we do when verbs end in Y? We change Y to I and then add ED. So in other words, we cancel the Y and we just add IED. So in this verb, fry, we are going to convert it to past tense, we are going to remove Y and instead we are going to use IED. Now let's see a few more examples. Listen is present tense. To make it past tense, we just entered ED to it. Okay, so as there was no E at the end, we are going to add the E. So it would become ED. The next one is try. Since there is a Y at the end, we are going to remove the Y and add IED, which would make it tried. Next one is work. Another one that does not end with E or Y. So what do? We add ED. Worked. And next one is smile. So this one ends with an E. what we have to do here is that we are going to add simply the letter D to the word. So smile would become smiled. The next one is mark. This one does not end with E or Y. What are we going to do? We're just going to add ED to it. And then another one with Y, cry. With cry, what do? We remove the Y and add IED, so our past tense becomes cried. So whenever there is a word that ends with ED, D or IED, you should know that they are talking in the past tense. Now let's see. Verbs that don't follow the rule for forming past tense are called irregular verbs. Now we are talking about irregular verbs. What are irregular verbs? Irregular verbs are those verbs that do not follow these rules. The rules of ED, IED or simply D. Why? Because the past tense of these words is completely different from the present tense, or a little bit at least. Now let's look at these verbs. So fly, over here you can see fly ends with a Y. It is not, when we are going to convert it into past tense, it is not going to become flight. Why? Because the past tense is flew. Next one is say. In the present tense we use the verb say, but if we are talking about someone who has already said something, we do not write say, we say said. The next one is stand, and the past tense of this word is stood. It is not following the rules that we discussed above, so it is an irregular verb just like the rest of these. And the last one is stay, and it is written as stayed in the past tense. Now look at over here, it has a Y, and we are not removing the Y to write IED or E or whatever. We are going to leave the Y in this word and write ED. These are irregular verbs. Now let's talk about auxiliary verbs. What are auxiliary verbs? You've all studied these, and these are very simple. You all know that every sentence must have a verb for it to be complete, for it to make sense, right? So some of the sentences like I am your teacher. Now you cannot find any action over there, but thanks to auxiliary verbs, this sentence is making sense. Now let's remember what auxiliary verbs were. These are helping verbs, so they help the entire sentence. How do they help it? They help by showing if the sentence is in past, present or future. Now okay, we could have done it through ED, IED or using the word will, but sometimes those rules cannot be used. The same rules cannot be followed because English has different rules for different situations, and in some situations we use auxiliary verbs to tell if the sentence is in past, present or future. Now let's see what auxiliary verbs are. There are three basic auxiliary verbs: be, do and have. These are three basic auxiliary verbs. So the ones with be, they have different forms. So the be verbs are am, is, was, are, were. Am is usually used for yourself. For example, I am your teacher. Is used for present and for singular verbs or sentences. Was is used for past tense. Are is used for plural, and were is used for past. But when we are talking about things in a plural sense, we use were instead of are. Instead of was. Do. In the same way we have different forms of do for past, present, future, singular and plural. Those are did not, does and does not. Obviously do is included. The next ones are have. For have we also have different forms of it. Had, has, had not, has not. Had not is for past and had is also for past. Has and has not are for present. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's look at some sentences. They were playing a game. Right now you can tell the action verb is playing. But how do you know this is past tense? Because playing is obviously present. But with auxiliary verb, you can tell exactly if it is present, past, or future. And in this sentence, were is for plural and past. So you know that this sentence is in past tense. Right? Now let's look at the second sentence. They are playing a game. These two sentences are pretty similar, but just because of one word, A-R-E-R, we know that this sentence is not past anymore. These people are playing a game right now. So this is going to be present. Similarly, if there is will do in the sentence, they said that they will do everything, it means it is in future. The next one, where are you? A-R-E, which means present tense. But is it talking about a lot of people? No, it is talking about just one person. Why? Because it is saying you. But like I said, in English, sometimes the rules are bent in different ways. So you must remember that when we are talking about you, we use are in this sense. Where are you? Are you there? Right? They are playing. Over here you can see they means that we are talking about a lot of people. So this sentence is a plural sentence and we are going to use are. Okay, the next one is the same. Now I'm going to end this video for you. Thank you for listening. If there are any questions, please ask them during the class. Thank you so much and Allah Hafiz. Take care.